3-2 pitch. Struck him out! 12 in a row for the Brewers, and it's burger time in Milwaukee.
Wow. Wow, what a run for these guys. Unbelievable. If you're not sitting here watching it in person, you wouldn't believe it.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Mandy Bell. Today is Thursday, August 14th, and the entire state of Wisconsin is sitting on the edge of its seat, waiting to find out when Free Burger Day is. Confused? We'll explain all of that, plus update you on the latest Shohei Ohtani performance and highlight the latest rookie who is taking the majors by storm, all in under 10 minutes. Let's get to it. A 12-game winning streak and free burgers for the entire city of Milwaukee? Does it get any better than that? In case you haven't heard the lore of the George Webb restaurants, there has been a running tradition dating back to the 1940s when Milwaukee only had a minor league team, that if the Milwaukee baseball team won 12 consecutive games, George Webb restaurants would give away free burgers. But it took all the way until 1987 for the restaurant to be forced to keep its word, and during the 13-game winning streak to open that season, George Webb gave out free burgers to its customers. It didn't happen again until 2018. And now, the restaurant is preparing to hand out hundreds of thousands of free burgers once again. The company is planning to announce when Burger Day will be today. A fun tradition, sure, but an even more enjoyable stretch for the Brewers on the field. Baseball's hottest team is at it again. Earlier this season, they flirted with some free burgers with an 11-game streak, but this time they reached the coveted 12 mark and have joined just the 2015 Blue Jays as the only clubs in the expansion era with multiple streaks of at least 11 games in a single season. And in Game 12, it wasn't even close.
Line drive, base hit. The Brewers have hung a dozen on Pittsburgh.
William Contreras knocked in 4 runs and Christian Yelich plated 3 in the Brewers' 12-5 win over the Pirates to complete Milwaukee's 4th straight series sweep. They've gone 27-4 in their last 31 games, which hasn't been done by any team since the 2023 Braves. In this stretch, they've scored 103 runs, averaging 8.7 a night. I'd hate to be a team who has to play them in the coming days. Anytime Shohei Ohtani is on the mound is a fun night because it still feels like it's been forever since pitcher Otani has been a thing. But this one was a little bit different. For the first time, Ohtani was facing the Angels, his former team, which meant this was the first time that he could go toe-to-toe against former teammate Mike Trout in the majors. They had one past meeting in the World Baseball Classic, and well, it didn't go in Trout's favor. So how did it go this time? Round 1.
Just like the WBC, a 3-2 sweeper. This time he watches strike 3.
And round 2.
101 freezes Trout.
That's 3 at-bats. Going back to the World Baseball Classic, 3 strikeouts.
In the battle of Otani versus Trout, Otani gets the crown, but that's all the Dodgers had to celebrate. This has been a brutal stretch for the Dodgers. They entered the game having lost 20 of their last 32 games, completely wiping out their 9-game lead in the NL West. They had yet to beat the Angels in their first 5 matchups this season, and finally, they got to the bottom of the 8th with a 1-run lead. But then...
And he lines one left center, a base hit, Ward scores, Moore's on his way home, the big hit from O'Hoppe gives the Angels the lead, it's 6-5.
They couldn't stage a comeback, losing for the 6th time to the Angels, 6-5, and falling into 2nd place in the division. Yep, that's right, as the Dodgers struggled, the Padres flourished, defeating the Giants 11-1. This is the latest the Padres have held at least a share of the NL West lead in a season since September 25th, 2010. San Diego is seeking its first division title since 2006. The NL West could see some dramatic shifts in a week's span. Okay, it's time to get to a rookie who is having a historic start to his young career. More after the break. To be in the majors for less than 2 weeks and to already have your first multi-homer game under your belt is pretty impressive. To also have a 7 RBI performance? Ridiculously rare. And yet Jakob Marsee is making it all look so easy. The Marlins exploded for a 13-4 win over the Guardians, and Marsee wasted no time joining in on the fun.
There's a swing and a drive in the air, deep to right field, away, back and gone. A 3-run home run for Jakob Marsee, and just like that, the Marlins have put up 4 on Williams here in the first.
In the third, he picked up his second hit with a single before putting on a show in front of his friends and family with his second long ball of the night.
Here's a drive in the air to right field, and deep, and gone! This kid Marsee is on fire! It's his second home run of the night, and he has put the Marlins back on top 6-4 here in the 5th.
Yes, that's right. Marsee had a bunch of fans in the stands because he grew up in Dearborn, Michigan, which is just about 2 hours down the road from Progressive Field. And after 3 hits, including 2 homers, he still wasn't done. In his 4th trip to the plate, Marsee logged a 2-run double to bring his RBI total to 7 on the night. Now, according to the one and only Sarah Langs, here's a full list of players who knocked in at least 7 runs within their first 13 career games since RBIs became official in 1920. Jakob Marsee, obviously, Hunter Renfroe in 2016, J.R. Towles in 2007. That's it. That's the entire list. Maybe the Marlins have started to scuffle a bit after their hot July, but that certainly hasn't slowed Marsee down. Elsewhere around baseball, Hunter Greene made his first start since June 3rd after missing the last 2 months due to a groin injury, and it was like he never left the field. He tossed 6 scoreless frames, allowing just 3 hits with no walks and 6 strikeouts, and with the help of his offense, especially a grand slam from Miguel Andujar, the Reds cruised to an 8-0 win over the Phillies. The Diamondbacks were trailing the Rangers by 1 in the top of the 9th, and then Ketel Marte did this.
Marte hits it in the air. Right field. There it goes. Ketel Marte has done it again.
Marte's 3-run blast was enough for Arizona to hang on to a 6-4 win over Texas. Cody Bellinger got the Yankees on the board first with a solo homer, but that lead didn't last long as the Twins came back to win 4-1. Cade Horton's scoreless streak has finally come to an end at 28 1/3 straight frames. And this was after tossing 5 no-hit innings with a career-high 8 strikeouts. His performance was more than enough to help the Cubs beat the Blue Jays 4-1. Jackson Holliday gave the Orioles their first walk-off win of the season with an RBI double in the bottom of the 9th to beat the Mariners 4-3. The Mets not only blew a 6-run lead, but they blew it all in 1 inning. The Braves put up a 9 spot in the 4th inning, punctuated with a Michael Harris II grand slam. Atlanta went on to win 11-6. And speaking of grand slams, Nathaniel Lowe's granny was the difference maker in the Nationals' 8-7 win over the Royals. To get caught up on the rest of yesterday's games, visit MLB.com. Coming up today, the reigning AL Cy Young Tarek Skubal will get the ball for the Tigers in the series opener against the Twins. Detroit has now won back-to-back series for the first time since early July and is looking to set the tone early against their division foe to get themselves back in the win column consistently. First pitch is slated for 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all for today's morning lineup. Will Leach will get you caught up to speed on all things baseball tomorrow. As always, please be sure to give us a rating and a review and share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life. Thanks for listening and have a great day.